Always count carefully, especially when you think you already have the right number, because a simple miscalculation can be the last one you ever make. Our story begins in 2017 inside a gleaming high-rise office building that was, by all accounts, perfectly ordinary. Until it wasn't. It started with the elevators. A series of strange malfunctions began plaguing the building's transit system. These weren't your typical breakdowns. No sudden drops, no getting stuck between floors, no power failures. These were timing issues, glitches in the machine's logic. Elevators would ascend to floors where no one had pressed a button. They would stop, the doors sliding open to reveal an empty hallway, then close again and continue their journey. At first, the building's maintenance crew brushed it off. They blamed outdated software, a finicky sensor, anything that could be fixed with a toolkit and a software patch. They updated the system, ran diagnostics, and assured everyone the problem was solved. It wasn't. The real story only began to unfold when the security team was asked to review the surveillance footage. They were looking for a technical fault, a reason for the phantom stops. What they found was something else entirely. The building had 12 floors, clearly labeled on every directory and every elevator panel. But the elevators, specifically Elevator C, were making unscheduled stops at a 13th floor. A floor that didn't exist. There was no button for it, no record of it in the building's blueprints. Yet the elevator's own internal diagnostics logged a stop at floor 13. First undeniably clear incident was captured on a quiet Tuesday night, long after most of the day's staff had gone home. The graveyard shift was trickling in. The footage from inside Elevator C shows 8 people getting on at the ground floor. Camera, positioned in the top corner, gives a clear, wide view. 8 faces, 8 distinct reflections in the polished steel doors. The building's security system confirmed it, logging 8 separate access badges as they were swiped. The doors slid shut, and the elevator began its slow, quiet ascent. Everything was normal until floor 6. The elevator stopped. The chimes sounded. The doors opened onto an empty, dimly lit corridor. No one was waiting to get on. No one inside had selected this floor. The passengers exchanged brief, slightly annoyed glances. A few seconds passed. The doors began to close, and that's when the camera feed changed. And the doors were fully shut. There were 9 people inside the elevator. No one had entered. The footage is crystal clear. The space where the 9th figure now stood was empty just a moment before. And yet, there it was. What's stranger is that no one inside seemed to notice. The 8 original passengers continued their quiet ride, lost in their own thoughts, staring at their phones or at the floor numbers ticking up. The extra person stood near the back, wedged between 2 others. It was tall, unnaturally so, its head nearly brushing the ceiling panel. It was also unnervingly still. Its head was angled slightly downwards, as if it were deliberately avoiding the direct gaze of the security camera. The security guard watching the monitor blinked. He rewound the footage. Played it again. 8 people get on. Doors close. Doors open at 6. Doors close. 9 people inside. He thought it must be a glitch. A corrupted file, a ghost image burned into the feed. It had to be. But then he checked the internal systems. The badge reader, which had logged 8 people entering, was now registering 9 distinct signals inside the car. 1 extra. 1 signal with no name, no photo, no ID attached to it. A ghost in the machine. As the elevator continued its journey upwards, the atmosphere inside, even viewed through a silent camera, began to feel wrong. The other passengers fidgeted. They shifted their weight, adjusted their bags, blinked and looked around. The normal, unconscious movements of people sharing a small space. But the extra person didn't move. Not a single twitch. It remained perfectly, unnaturally still, a statue in a crowd of living people. Its stillness was a void, a vacuum that seemed to suck the warmth out of the small car. At floor 9, someone finally broke the spell. A woman standing near the front must have felt a presence behind her. She turned, perhaps just to glance, and she froze. Her eyes went wide. The security camera captured her mouth, forming a silent question. Her friend standing next to her noticed her expression and followed her gaze. You can see him do a quick, subtle head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He stopped, confused. He counted the people, not the figures. He didn't see it. But the woman did. She whispered something to him. A question lost to the camera's low-quality audio. Was he here before? Before her friend could answer, the elevator chimed again. The doors opened for another scheduled stop, and this time the extra person moved. But it didn't move toward the exit. It moved toward the woman who had noticed it. The footage is grainy, but it shows the tall figure leaning forward, its head descending slowly until it was right beside her ear, close enough for its cold breath to touch her skin. But it never made physical contact. The figure seemed to whisper something. The onboard microphone, designed to pick up emergency calls, captured no distinct words. Only a sound. The sound of breathing. Heavy, slow, and rhythmic, like air being pulled through a dry, hollow space. The door slid shut, and just as suddenly as it had appeared, the extra person was gone. The space it had occupied was empty again. The elevator now contained only 8 people. The woman was pale, her body rigid. The other passengers, finally sensing her distress, looked at her with concern. But no one said a word. She didn't scream. She didn't explain. The silence in the elevator was now heavy and absolute. Everyone exited at their designated floors. No one filed a report. No one mentioned the incident to security. They just wanted to forget, and for 3 days it seemed like they had. The incident was logged as an equipment anomaly and filed away. Until Friday, the woman who had noticed the extra person didn't show up for work. This wasn't unusual. People get sick. But her security badge was used that morning. The system logged her entry into the building, and it logged her taking one elevator. Elevator C, her destination, floor 13. That's when the panic started to set in. Security went back, cross-checking weeks of footage. They found a pattern. Every single time the Phantom 13th floor stop was logged, the extra person had appeared in Elevator C on a previous trip. Each appearance was followed by the disappearance of a building employee within 72 hours. It was always, without fail, the person who had first noticed the entity, the one who had counted. The investigation escalated. An internal memo, which was later leaked online, revealed something even more disturbing. Company brought in specialists who ran advanced facial recognition software on the footage of the extra person. Program failed to get a match, not because the face was unknown or obscured. It failed because the face wasn't consistent. Frame by frame, the software detected minute, impossible changes. The entity's face was a composite. It was borrowing features from the other passengers in the elevator. The eyes from the man on the left, the jawline from the woman in the back, curve of a mouth from someone else. It was as if it was building a face for itself, assembling a mask from the features of those who were looking at it, trying to comprehend what they were seeing. The corporation acted swiftly and silently. They sealed off Elevator C permanently. They had engineers physically remove the camera, reprogram the entire building as elevator network to block any possible command that could lead to floor 13. To the public, it was just a lengthy, unscheduled maintenance. But the reports didn't stop. They just moved. Whispers started coming from other office buildings across the city, then from other cities. The story was always the same. An elevator ride, an extra passenger who appears from nowhere, the strange, unnatural stillness, the feeling of being watched, of being evaluated. And every witness, when interviewed by security or management, often said the exact same chilling sentence. It didn't feel angry or malevolent. It just felt patient, like it was waiting for something, waiting for someone to make a mistake. So the next time you step into an elevator, especially late at night in a quiet building, do something simple for me. Count the people inside. Get a clear number. As the doors close and the floors tick by, count again. Make sure the number hasn't changed. Because if it has, whatever you do, don't be the one who notices first. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what is coming next. Stay safe out there.